Welcome to the Geek, the History Geek. I'm Mr. Hodges. I was looking at my calendar here, and oh my, St. Valentine's Day is nearly here. What do I do? Do I do flowers? Perhaps candy? Jewelry? How about dinner and a card? When it comes to Valentine's Day, do you ever feel like this? Perhaps you were wondering why we do the things we do for Valentine's Day. Stay with me as I tell you about a holiday that many of us love. In this video, I will explore why we give gifts and about the origins and the fascinating history behind the Valentine's Day holiday. The history behind the origins of Valentine's Day is rather obscure and often shrouded by many myths and legends. The roots of this holiday go all the way back to the ancient Roman festival of Lupercalia, which was celebrated each year on the 15th of February. Since spring was approaching, this was a fertility festival that was dedicated to the Roman god of agriculture to help ensure a bountiful harvest. It was also dedicated to the founders of Rome, Romulus and Remus. So why do we celebrate Valentine's Day today? We know that the Catholic Church worked hard to stamp out pagan celebrations and traditions, and because of this, it is very likely that we celebrate the day due to an effort to Christianize the Roman celebration of Lupercalia, which was declared to be unchristian and outlawed. Early Christian Pope Gelasius I worked to reshape this pagan festival into a Christian feast day around 495 AD. It appears that the church began to celebrate a feast day in honor of St. Valentine during that same time of the month as the earlier Roman holiday by declaring February 14th to be St. Valentine's Day. So how does this possibly connect to our modern holiday? Well, it appears that he is the patron saint of engaged and married couples, happy marriages, and even love. Interestingly enough, there was more than one St. Valentine. Yep. In fact, there were actually 3 different people that this holiday could be associated with. Most scholars believe that the most likely candidate for the celebrated day was a priest who attracted the disfavor of Roman Emperor Claudius II around 270 AD. It is believed that he was martyred for refusing to renounce his religion. Allegedly, he had performed Christian marriage ceremonies in secret after marriage was banned for young Roman men by the Roman emperor. It seems that the Roman emperor seemed to believe that unmarried men made better soldiers. It appears that the connection to love and to this holiday really dates back to the Middle Ages. Yep, that's right, the Middle Ages. The idea of romantic love began to take shape during the medieval period. We start to see the connections to the modern day holiday in both art and in literature. Some of the art of the time period showed people giving away their heart to others and people in love. In the 1300s, it was the English poet Chaucer who first linked St. Valentine's Day with romance. In his Parliament of Fowls, he describes a flock of birds that came together on St. Valentine's Day to choose their mates. Also, in 1381, he composed a poem in honor of the royal engagement between England's King Richard II and Anne of Bohemia. He connected the royal engagement for marriage with the St. Valentine's Day holiday, linking love and romance to the Valentine's Day holiday up to the present time. Now, over the centuries, the holiday has continued to evolve. In the 1400s, romantic letters and Valentine's greetings began, and by the 1700s, the tradition of giving gifts and handwritten letters or handmade cards had become common in England. In Wales and across parts of the British Isles, one type of Valentine's gift tradition was a suitor giving his special someone a hand-carved wooden spoon as a symbol of his affection. Another tradition dating back to the 1700s had a suitor giving a lady a pair of gloves as a sign of his affection. The young suitor would have to wait to find out the young lady's decision, though. If she wore these gloves on Easter Sunday, then the young suitor would know that she had returned his affection. Also, if someone remained a person's Valentine for a whole year, this was often considered a precursor to the couple being married. Handmade cards were another sign of affection. When it came to handmade cards, these cards featured lace and ribbons and even featured cupids and hearts. This tradition would eventually spread to the British colonies in North America. The tradition of giving cards would grow during the Victorian period, and the creation of some commercial Valentine's Day cards began in the 1840s. By the 1850s, Esther A. Howland, a Mount Holyoke graduate and a native of Worcester, Mass., began producing cards for purchase for this holiday. Considered to be the mother of the American Valentine, she ran a successful business making cards during the 1850s and 1860s. Due to industrialization, by the early 1900s, mass-printed cards began to replace written notes and handmade cards. The well-known card maker, Hallmark Cards of Kansas City, Missouri, they started mass-producing and selling their cards in 1913. Now, you're probably wondering where the iconic symbols of Valentine's Day come from. The iconic Valentine's Day Heart, which looks nothing like a real human heart, has several possible beginnings. The first connection goes back to a giant fennel plant, Silphium, used by the Greeks and the Romans that was known to have medicinal properties. Its seed pod is very similar in shape to the modern Valentine's Day heart. Some scholars believe that the connection to this heart shape also goes back to the ancient writings of Aristotle and Galen. They theorized that the human heart had 3 chambers with a dent in the very middle, very similar to the depiction of the Valentine's Day heart today. This heart was born during the Middle Ages, when artists and scientists used these ancient writings to draw what they believed that the human heart looked like. By the 1300s, Guido da Vigevano, born in Lombardy, what is today part of Italy, created an early anatomical sketches using the descriptions of Aristotle. His heart looks very similar to our modern Valentine's Day heart. Since the human heart has been associated with emotions and love throughout the ages, it makes sense that this shape would be tied to the beginnings of the holiday during the Middle Ages. It is also believed that the frequent use of this shape in religious art is also probably why it has become a widespread symbol of love. So where do the cute little winged cupids come from? Well, Cupid's roots go all the way back to Greek mythology, where he was known as Eros, the Greek god of love. The early Greek writers described Eros as a handsome immortal and literally the child of the goddess of love, Aphrodite. He was known to play with the emotions of both the gods and men and used his bow to shoot arrows that could sow discord or golden arrows that could sow love. During the later Hellenistic period, he would begin to be portrayed as a naked, chubby, winged, and mischievous child carrying his bow and arrows. The Victorians would popularize Cupid during the Valentine's Day holiday and help him to be a bit more modest. Valentine's Day is often known by its signature color, red. Over the ages, the color red has often been strongly associated with romance and passion, something fitting for this holiday. So what about the giving of flowers as part of the holiday? Well, many scholars believe that we can blame King Charles II of Sweden during the 1700s for the giving of flowers. After a trip that he took to Persia, he is credited with introducing the idea of using flowers to communicate emotions. This fad would spread across Europe, and from this we get the idea that a single red rose means deep love. Nowadays, the Valentine's Day holiday is celebrated in the US, Canada, and across the British Isles, Mexico, France, and, well, even Australia. Today, this holiday has become a major commercial success and one of the most popular holidays in America. An estimated 62% of Americans celebrate this holiday, and over 35 million heart-shaped boxes of chocolates and over 220 million roses are produced for this holiday each year. This typically accounts for over $17 billion in sales. Approximately 1 billion cards are sent each year. This accounts for about 25% of all of the cards sent during each year. That is, 1 out of every 4 are a Valentine's Day card. The rest are, birthdays and graduations and, well, other holidays and celebrations. Only the Christmas season sees more cards purchased. It's always amazing to see how the past, even the very well, distant past, can play a role in our daily lives without us even knowing it. Think about that as you consider this holiday or as you do some shopping for a special someone. So now you know a little bit about the origins and the history behind the Valentine's Day holiday. I encourage you to share what you've learned with people you know. Now, I cannot possibly cover everything about the history behind the Valentine's Day holiday. So if you want to know more, I urge you to research it for yourself. As always, if you've liked this video, I would encourage you to share it with others. And please, vote for more history by giving it a like. This simple act can really help the channel out. I want to take a moment to thank all the people that have supported the channel by subscribing. Thank you. I would also like to urge new viewers or those that have not yet subscribed to please do so. Be sure to click on the bell to receive notifications for all future videos. There's a lot more history left to explore. So as I close out this video, I will leave you with my Valentine's Day poem to you. Here goes. Roses are red and violets are blue. Just remember, everyone, history loves you. Well, that's all for now. So until the next time when I ask the question, did you know? I am Mr. Hodges, and this is the History Geek.